Alright, we are back. I'm now showing you the latest installment of recording, arsenal, my equipment, and so on and so forth. And that is, I'm working on a stage light DAW made by Open Labs. I am working on a digital audio workstation made by Stage Light, who is owned by Open Labs. I spent $15 for this. For the plain package, would have been, I think, like $10. I bought this 3 years ago, and it's been updated, and I've had problems with it, and getting in contact with somebody, the man who invented it. I could talk to him. He knows who I am, and he's helped me with my problems. And the problem was crashing. Now, after so many updates and versions, it's more stable. I had this on another computer. And that's where it crashed a lot. On this computer, which is a piece of shit, still more stable. And I had another DAW, the Ableton Live 9, garbage. That's for another day. And so, now I'm going to show you how I use this. What's my setup, okay? Wait a minute, go back. You got new song. You could start a new song. I don't like to do that. I don't like the feature. The lessons, they're kind of basic. I never do it. I went completely raw. And I went, here are songs that you, says my songs. This is what makes it easier. This is a list of all the songs you've recorded. Or I recorded anyway. And over here is a template. Now, just a brief overview. I just now went to all my songs. This is a list of all, basically, songs that I've done and variations of. And it goes on and on and on. And somehow they keep a record of it at the main Stage Light. I mean, he always tells me to back up my stuff, but it stays there. And it goes into infinite. You know, I got a lot of stuff. I don't know if they're all there, but it only goes so far, I guess. But if I called him up and said, hey, I'd like to see all my songs, I don't know. Like Logan's Run with Renew, I don't know if it would still be there. But templates. Again, it looks like the same thing. The templates are from all my plugins that I used to create, like, say, separate workstations for different types of sounds I want to go for, or genres. Like, for instance, a Tiger Ambient Tail. I take in a plugin and take in all the sounds I like the most, and I created that suite, you know, like a, and these are all pretty much suites or workstations on whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to go to, and I made a lot of them. I got one called Stereolab. I'll go over that. The Super Moog Uber. So it's all, so I wanted it to sound like I was saying Magoober. Super Moog Uber. I picked all the plugins that sound like a Moog synthesizer. And let me show you. Okay, now Assemble Vocal Tracks has very little plugins. This has no plugins. I created this for vocals alone, and when I want to start over like a fresh, I will get rid of everything on it, and there is your basic drum track. And go like this, and this was designed to compete with Microsoft, not Microsoft, Apple's GarageBand. It's supposed to, they wanted to make it so simple that a chimpanzee, right now I'm changing the time codes and showing you I can stretch this out, and now I'm going to make a drum pattern. There, that's that. Snare, snare, and then some kicks, and then just for the hell of it, this has been like the most overly simplified drum machine you can't really say it's a drum machine, but it's a feature, and it's been like the easiest way to work with drums, and I really worked with it. And I would admit that all my recordings, my earliest recordings on this, I didn't, I would just record and then do another thing on another plugin, and they would all overlap each other. I didn't do sections. It was just basically a clusterfuck. And so, to get out of this, to add a track, they give you audio track, to which you can put in songs you made or other sounds you made, and you just want to put that sound on there. And you can just have that. You can add another drum track, and then it's got its own built-in stage light. It has its own built-in stage light synthesizer sounds. It's got electro bass, just for the hell of it, just show you what they got, and that's what it kind of looks like. But Try to turn the volume up on this. This is why I use the Bob Marley headphones, because when I'm recording in the middle of the night, there's my Bob Marley headphones. I don't want to have my wife waking up and ruining a recording session and disturbing my neighbors, and when 3 o'clock in the morning is when I'm really at my busiest. And you could change the resonating. I'm not really a great piano player. Oh, yeah, so they want you to pay for stuff. But they don't really nickel and dime you as much as FL Studio does. It's got sounds, finger bass. This one's not so hot. Now this is a Linkin Park preset. It's the part 2. I actually bought, they had sound packs, and this is their second LP2, that stands for Linkin Park 2 sound pack. Okay, and then what else? They got composer, guitar. The guitar one, not so much. Electro Pulse, I like that one. But this is what I like about StageLink. It allows you to put free plugins from the internet that you found. And as you can see, I have ones I purchased and ones that I got for free. And this is the one, I mean, these are all plugins. And it pretty much adds up, and that's just the synth plugins. I got like 400 plugins. Now, the Whirly V2, I paid for that like just recently. There's a lot on here. Actually, let's go for this for a second. I bought from Arturia. They have their versions of very famous synthesizers. There's the Jupiter 8, which is a Star Trek reference. Captain Kirk was looking through a magazine and a fashion magazine, and there was a car ad called the Jupiter 8, and they were in an alternate universe, and so to go further, the next one, okay, this is a better one. Analog Lab is the plugin I bought from Arturia, to which I'll show that later. And then eventually, for free, they gave you Analog Lab 2. And then there's the updated version. So when Arturia they sell different versions, their version of a particular, like say the ARP 2600 as a package deal. I got I got basically 11 plugins, the ones that I like, and there's a downsized version of all these. They do things in levels, you know. The full expensive brand would be the $500 or something, but I think this would have cost me like $150, but I got the $70 version of it. $70, I guess. But it has helped my game a lot. The ARP 2600 is pretty cool. CS80 I kind of like. The Matrix 12. I don't feel like I'm in the Matrix, but it's pretty cool. The Mini V3 is pretty cool. Modular V3. For some reason, it doesn't work. I don't know why. The Prophet V3. I like that one a lot. The Sim is pretty cool. Now, if you like classical music, right here, it's called Selena. I like that one a lot. Spark is the drum machine, and I'm kind of learning on it, but it's so, the sound is so, it bleeds, and so it kind of like crackles, and kind of like it can crash your computer. The Vox, I forget what that's like. And the Whirly is like the Wurlitzer. It's like an electric piano, and I like it. These combined together, you can make a lot of things. So to go to something I also got Base Station. I'm not too crazy about that. Okay, very quickly. I picked strings. You got different kinds of sounds. Violin. Oh, cello. I love the cello. This is free, and I will discuss and rate plugins later on. But I turn this up. And now welcome to my synthesizer. It's an M Audio, and this is a cello sound. that's pretty raw, and it's not amazing, but so day after day, night after night, I toil and toil, and I make music, and it's a lot of fun. I will do more on this subject later. Rate and subscribe, and I'm going to do more, and more thoroughly anyway. Thank you. Please write a comment below, and also, if you want to help me update my gear, please do so. You can write me at my website, nectophobic.com. I would be glad to hear from you. And thank you, and see you later.